Good morning, Libras. Thanks for hopping on board the Libra Love Boat. Hope you're vibing high. You know, I just love having you. I want to express to you that, and you've probably heard this from other readers, there's a lot of scammers going on. They're just running rampant. I want you to know that I don't solicit anyone. You get any solicitations from any party, my picture on it, whatever it is, it's not me. And I just really don't want anybody to get scammed by these creeps, okay? Well, that out of the way, let's see what your person's energy is feeling today. The Libra saga continues. Libra saga continues. What's your person feeling? What's on their mind? They don't know what they're thinking. Yeah. This person could have been juggling you. Well, they just got a lot on their plate. Okay. Wow. This person feels like they haven't been making you a priority. They know they haven't been fair at all. It seems like they want to give you some justice now. Except they're in fear of how you're going to receive them. They're going through a lot of mental stress here. They're feeling like a fool. Like maybe they juggled you or they played tricks on you and now they feel foolish about it. You're showing up as the justice card in their life. They know they've done something to upset you. So they also realize they can't come back or come towards you the way they did before because you're going to see right through it. You've got their number, in other words. But they know they have to treat you fairly. Okay. What about this busy card here? Ooh, they're feeling guilty, all right. They're looking back at what they've done and how they've juggled you, made you a priority or made you to feel like an option while they were just focused on other things. They didn't give you the attention that they know that they should have given you, and they're feeling guilty about that. And they feel like maybe they fooled themselves or somehow you tricked them and played them for a fool. You turn the table on them in some way. Oh boy. Yeah. They see you as a fair, honest, and perfect lover for them. Partner. They've got the lover's card on top of your card here, right? That's what they think about you, that you're perfect. And they're feeling guilty for treating you in whichever manner they treated you. And I believe they just weren't paying you attention. They were unfocused on you. But now, for some reason here, I don't see them coming forward yet. I just see them realizing that they can't find anybody better than you. Let me just put it that way. You're the best person. If they have all these options or whatever they're doing, I'm not saying they're sexual options. I'm just saying that they're other things that they do, that they focus their attention on. They're busy. This person does a lot, okay? They might want to focus on you now. Let's see. Oh, gosh. Yeah. They want to change for you. They want to offer you something here. They want to make you a big offer. They know they have to. They know they can't come forward to you, Libra, without giving you a blessing, giving you what you need, what you deserve here as the Justice card. Yeah, they know they've got to make things fair and equal if they want this partnership to work. Could be holding back right now because they're wallowing in maybe having a pity party, or they're feeling guilty, feeling like they've been, maybe you played them, turned the table on them. They know they have to apologize, but they just don't know how you're going to receive it. They want to come in lighthearted and playful, but which might have been their nature before, just kind of soft-spoken or whatever, but they're afraid. You're vibing in a high energy. You're very confident. They know that you're fair, that you're equal, and that's what they have to give you in this relationship. They have to give you a commitment. Ooh, yeah. They've been holding out on that, but all of a sudden something happened. Looks like you stood up for yourself. You knew what was fair and that you were being treated unfairly, so you took a stance. You let this person know, and in some manner, you told them your truth, or you exposed to them that you weren't going to take this anymore, that you were wise to them. This wasn't your first rodeo, and you need a high vibe. This low vibe, that they've been handing you, probably breadcrumbing you, looks like. Yeah. Let's see what you're thinking about this. Yeah, your passion is fading. You were passionate about them. You had high hopes, but it's fading down. They didn't make you a priority. Yeah, they weren't acceptable. They didn't check all your squares. They didn't. You want commitment. You want this Lover's card that they're thinking about up here and knowing that they should accept and bring you this positive energy towards this love, this partnership. You'd like that, but they may be waiting too long. Your feelings for them are fading. You might still have some hopes. If not, you'll just move on. Find somebody else that will check all those boxes for you. Yeah, you're kind of stuck trying to make a decision. It looks like a decision to move on, or you're kind of keeping it to yourself, though. You've gone internal. You're trying to digest all this. It looks like you're standing your ground, though. You're holding out. You're going to get your justice, or what? You haven't made up your mind exactly what you're doing here. You got a Two of Swords. You're going to block this person. You're trying to block them out of your energy. But you got your guard up. You got an Ace of Wands in reverse. So, you had high hopes. There was passion here, but you see it fading. Yeah. You don't know. Yeah. Your view of this person is changing. You don't see him in the same light. You might have put him up on a pedestal and just really, just glorified them in some manner. They're not feeling that anymore either. They're losing their appeal. They're losing their star quality. You're not really hopeful. Why are you losing your passion for this person? Because they broke your heart. either broke your heart or caused you to have just a lot of emotional pain. Yeah. You've got just about everything you want. But your dream is to have true love, and to, you got the 9 and the 10 of Cups. That means you're open. You could be a little closed off, sitting in your power in your comfort zone or whatever, but you're still missing. You're going to get it. You're going to get it. You got the 9 and the 10. You're holding your ground right now. You're not going to accept anything less than what meets your standards. Like I said, it checks your boxes. So you're kind of holding your ground and trying to heal probably from this past, or this present energy, basically. The 3 of Swords are still in the upright, so yeah, you're still feeling this. But it looks like you're holding up. You're standing your ground. Sticking with your standards, your morality here, what you know is right, what you know is fair. You're showing up in their reading as yourself, your true self. There's no bullshit with you. You exposed yourself as exactly the person that you are with this person here. What they saw and what they heard was exactly what you were. You gave them the whole truth. You were vulnerable, but maybe not in a puppy dog kind of fashion, but you were vulnerable yet still guarding your heart. But they managed to hurt you anyway. You thought you knew what you were doing. Maybe like I say, not your first rodeo. You might have been through this before. Kind of beating yourself in the head maybe for not paying attention to the red flags. You could have been wearing rose-colored glasses or something, but hey, then it finally hit you. Boom. I don't think it took too long for it to hit you, but you went, wow, okay, something's not right here. I'm being breadcrumbed. I'm being treated unfairly. Now you would like you'd like some truth. You probably got left with no clarity, or some truth is going to come up, and it's going to move you forward in a more positive direction. It has to do with this decision that you're making here. You're going to figure it out, and it's going to be the right decision. It's going to show your strength and your truth, because that's who you are. Strength, truth, fairness. You want to be well balanced. This is really shaking up your scales, Libra. You want to be well balanced. Truth that you discover could be about yourself, about your own personal power, and what you can do and what you cannot do, and what you deserve, and all that. Oh yeah. You're going to discover something. This person just isn't on your level. You're spiritual. Even if you don't feel like a real spiritual person, you have a much higher vibe and more connected to the universe than they are. Like I said earlier, I think that they vibe low. They also might have some disturbances from their past that cause them to be this busy character that juggles everybody and can't get serious. Now they're troubled about it. Something's going to come to light. Something that you're going to discover about this person, possibly through intuition or just your own, like I say, your experiences in life, that's going to make you have an overnight almost reversal of how you feel about him. Well, and it has a lot to do with them breaking your heart. That's why. Yeah, you're seeing them in a new light, seeing them for who they really are. That's why the Ace of Swords is right here. While you're inside your head, trying to make up this big decision, what happens is it comes to light who this person really is. And they are not the person you thought they were. Yeah, they breadcrumbed you. They're feeling guilty over that. They know they breadcrumbed you, just enough to keep you hanging on. Caught in their web of whatever it is here. Did they want you just to be an option? They don't see you as that now. Maybe if you guys separated, distance makes the heart grow fonder, so they might. Looks like they really realized what they lost because they didn't treat you fairly, and even though they think that you're their perfect partner, they decided that they're going to play some kind of game with you. Control you, breadcrumb you, lead you on. Why? Why would they want to do that? When you've been so honest, so fair, so giving and kind, understanding. Why would they want to breadcrumb you and just drag you along here? Because something's wrong with this person. They're unhealed. Possibly from a past relationship that weighs heavy on their mind. They thought you'd be more patient. They thought you'd wait for them. They thought, well, I'm not in any real position right now to really commit or do anything for Libra. What they want. I know I got to treat them fairly. I know that if I come back or, return, I'm going to have to treat them fairly because they're just not going to stand for it. They see right through me. I've made my last mistake. Played myself for a fool. It could be that they needed more time. So they were just kind of dragging you along until maybe they felt like that they could deal with your situation. They got a lot on their plate. They're not only juggling you, they're juggling all this other stuff that we don't even know what it is. Maybe you have an idea. Maybe it's their work, family, friends, just all kinds of activities. Maybe all of the above. We don't know. But they made you feel like you were on the bottom of their list. Now they got to come in. They got to hand you something big. They got to hand you a partnership, a commitment. That's weighing heavy on their mind. They think you're going to reject them. They know they got to apologize. Yeah, they see you walking away. They've wasted too much time. They thought you'd be more patient. It's almost like they thought you'd always be there. All they have to do is give you enough breadcrumbs whenever they had a chance or whenever they felt like it, and you just hang on. You walked away. You surprised them, and that's why they're feeling all guilty and weird and got a lot of confusion going on in their mind. Yeah. They might have the idea that you're going to verbally attack them if they come back even. So this person's all messed up now. They're messed up. Yeah, they know they got to hurry. Time is of the essence. Their energy is swirling about them. Yeah. You might expect this person to message you. They know they have to. If they don't come in soon, you're going to be gone. They see you walking away. Probably towards other options. They could be jealous. They know they've got to come in and they've got to speak some kind of truth to you. You know, it's funny here, I don't really see, emotion, a lot of affection or anything. But for some reason they do see you as the one. The best one they can find or ever have. So they're frantic about this. They know they got to come in and tell you something. They got to give you something. They probably are thinking that you're going to find somebody else. Maybe it's a jealousy thing has a lot to do with it. They can't stand losing anybody, or the thought of losing because of their pride and ego or something here. Because I don't really see, cups, a lot of cups. Only you walking away from the love that you had for them. I see that. There was a lot of love there on your side, but you had to turn your back on it and walk away. In search of something better. What you want over here is this 10 of Cups. You're sitting strong in your 9 of Cups, but you want that last cup. I think you're going to get it. I think you're going to get it. Those cards are powerful. They're strong. You're still in pain. You probably have to heal up before you can get comfortable with receiving the 10 of Cups here. I see you feeling better. Yeah, you're going to open up. You're not going to close off your heart because it's breaking now. Looks like it's going to make you in the long run more determined than ever to make your dream come true here. You're going to stay open. You're going to still stay generous with your affections. But I hope the heck you're going to learn to see the red flags and judge people's character better. That might be part of this Ace of Swords, this truth that you're going to discover in the Two of Swords. 1, 2. Yep. A lot of you are still on the fence, though. I think you're waiting to hear from this person. You'd really like to know what they have to say for themselves. You're tired. They've drained all your energy. Dealing with the emotional pain has caused you to just be exhausted. You just want it to all end. You don't know how you're going to respond when they come back, or if they come back, and vocalize whatever they need to vocalize to you. You're just like apathetic, you're just complacent now. Tired. Like I say, they've drained all your energy. This person could be an energy vampire of some sort. Definitely not feeling yourself. Out of sorts. And you do not deserve this. You want to get feeling better. You want your energy to get balanced back out because you know your worth. You know you deserve better than this kind of treatment. Pour that love into yourself. If you got any love left in you, put it in yourself. This person's drained you. Your cup is empty. It needs to be refilled. Looks like the way you're planning on refilling it is by finding someone who's capable of doing that for you. This person wasn't refilling your cup at all. You were just pouring your love out and getting nothing back in return, so you're drained. You're done. Ran out. Yeah, you're taking a rest. Taking a rest, keeping that love to yourself for a while. Maybe putting it back on you, but you're wondering if you should even, that's part of this challenge here. How are you going to respond to this person when they get a hold of you? Are you going to respond in a loving manner? That's just your nature. I think you're going to be kind to this person, but yet you're not going to be vulnerable anymore. You're still emotional. If they get a hold of you, you're going to hold back that love. You're not going to present them with it. It's kind of like you're pulling back your energy, and you're realizing that this person may not be worthy of your love, but you don't know yet. You don't really know. You are a generous person, so it's easy for you to give. Looks like you can expect a message. Yeah, they know time is of the essence. And I think you can expect a message, or you're expecting a message. You've got this person's number, you got them figured out, so you might be thinking that pretty sure that they're going to try and get a hold of you. Your intuition's telling you that. Yeah, you're tied in with the universe and spiritual power. Your intuition had a heck of a lot to do with what you're discovering about this person and what you know about him. Let's take a couple of these oracle cards. You're expecting them to come back because you've been so kind, so generous with this person. If they don't come back, it's like, wow, you're going to wonder, why? Why don't they come back? What did I ever do to deserve this? I would suggest focusing on yourself, pouring some love into yourself. Yeah, to help you mend this broken heart. They just didn't see you for what you were worth at the time, but they sure as heck do now. Yeah, you pulled your energy back, just like what I said. Pull it back. You're not going to express love to this person anymore. Not right now, anyway. You might have gone through a dark night of the soul over this. Or they could be. Yeah, there's mutual pain on both sides. They're having pain over knowing that they let somebody walk away that was the best thing that ever happened to them. That's basically what I see right here. And they're in remorse for that. You're trying to look on the brighter side of things. You're trying to stay positive. Yeah, if this person has anyone in the background, it's somebody that they can control. This person's is a control freak. And that's what they were doing to you. Breadcrumbing you, leading you along. What else can I get out of this? I don't see any real dark intentions. I just see that they could be like an immature energy. They act, no matter how old they are, they act like a kid. They like to control people, and if they're with somebody, it's somebody they can control or manipulate. This doesn't sound good. Yeah, and they have jealousy issues. Yeah, like I mentioned, I got a vibe that this person feels you're moving on. You're leaving. And it could be imagining that you have someone else, or maybe you do have someone else, but they're jealous over that. They don't. This is the best thing they ever had. They don't want to see it walk away, even though they treated you like hell. Yeah. They might come out and express to you some more about maybe their personal problems or their traumas or something. It looks like if they've gone through the dark night of their soul, that they're going to be able to express some of that experience to you. And you'll be able to get a deeper insight to what's going on really with this person. I mean, that's the way to go. If you can get some of that kind, some information out of them about their past, or, what's traumatizing, or what causes them to act like this, yeah, that would be better. Just figure them out. I think that's what you've been doing. Something about figuring out where this person is really coming from emotionally and everything is going to make you feel better. Or it's just going to help the situation. They've always been reckless with the feelings of others. They sabotage relationships. This sounds like I'm getting narcissistic vibes here. I not real strong, but this is a controlling person, reckless with other people's feelings. They sabotage relationships. They get really jealous. I don't know if it'd be possible for them to go through a dark night of the soul if they're narcissistic, but they could certainly be really tortured. It'd be more understandable if you were going through the dark night of the soul, because you're the one here with the broken heart, with the emotional pain. They're over here having all kinds of other thoughts in their mind, but I still don't see the cups. I see they know they're losing love, but where are they giving it at? They just got all these other issues. I'm sorry, but this sounds like somebody who's little twisted, probably from their past, or yeah, they're unhealed. This person is never healed from whatever traumatized them or put them in this kind of character that they've become. They're reckless with other people's feelings. If they ghosted you and stuff, they were just sabotaging the relationship. If they breadcrumbed you, they were sabotaging the relationship. They just sabotage relationships. Probably so they can just move on to the next one to sabotage. It sounds terrible. It really does. Anyway, this is worth looking into again next time as the saga continues. Let's hope this person isn't a narcissist and maybe they're just traumatized, or they're avoided. We need to get to the bottom of this. So we'll look at this reading some more next time, like we always do, Libras. Continue this Libra saga. And remember, don't fall for any scammers. I don't solicit. This is me. This is all you're going to get. I know on Facebook, there's one over there. It's been there for quite some time. You can go over, a lot of my viewers and subscribers went over there and just gave them hell on the comments. And feel free to do that anytime. It's a bogus site. I've complained to Facebook. They don't give a damn. They let any bogus stuff on there now. Anyway, I'd like to leave you with a higher note, but it looks like you're standing your ground. You're hanging in there. You know what the heck you're doing. Like I just get this feeling it's not your first rodeo. You might have just missed the red flags, or you might have been given this person just enough rope to see how, you know, to really find out, what their true character is. Okay? Anyway, until next time, peace and love to you, Libras.